And we just had a quiz after we corrected numeric response. If you weren't here, I gave a numeric response handout with all the answers on it and asked if you didn't get most of the answers or some of the answers, just do those 10 questions again and again until you get them all right. It was very important for the next 3 years. Homework on page 7. Top of page 7 is right here. Okay, and I can't write on this, unfortunately. So this is your A right here. This is your B. And this is your C. So D, H, and K. D, H, and K. So look at D. This is a rewrite and FOIL question. This is top of page 7, my friends. Top of page 7. This is your A. Rewrite and FOIL, don't cancel because you only cancel if they have different signs. One addition, one subtraction. H, again, don't flaw this. You can't flaw this because they don't have different signs. That's the only time you can flaw. Here you can see the middle terms do not cancel. Negative 30 subtract 30. Okay. Oh, I can kind of do that. Is negative 60. And lastly was the K1. And this is part of the FOIL homework, but you should flaw this because they're exactly the same with different signs. So you can see that the middle terms cancel, and you're left with not a guy. Next is, remember when we have a rectangular garden or rectangular sidewalk or whatever is a rectangle or rectangular TV, and you have a length of 5n plus 2 and a width of 2n subtract 3, it's going to be a multiplication question. Just do that, I guess. Okay, so know that if you find the area equals length times width, you're just multiplying. 2, that's like 5 times 4 equals 20. In this case, you're going to have binomials. Binomial times a binomial. We learned yesterday, you go ahead and FOIL away and collect the middle terms almost every time. Okay, so that's the answer. Using FOIL, we love that one because there's no negative signs. Anybody get 2a squared plus 13 apples plus 20? Right on. Good job. So just recognize that this is a FOIL question. You're just going to put a binomial times a binomial. Just like number 4. Your next page. So your next question on the bottom of page 7. And for that, I have to go to 291. This is over so I can see that. Which is just the next page. Okay. So number 8, I got to go to. I do this. There you go. So this one is a numerical response question. How do you start it? You start it by multiplying this times this and FOILing them. And collecting middle terms. Oops. And writing your answer. I would write their answer they have above or below my answer to find out what P and Q and R equal. In this case, they don't actually add P and Q or subtract anything. They just say put P there, P, put Q there, and put R there. And you're going to have questions like that where they just say put the numerical coefficients on x squared first, numerical coefficient on x second, and the number of the constant at the end. Obviously, if you have one of these negative, you can't have 2 negative 7, 3. That's wrong. There's no negative signs in numerical response. If you had a negative 7, it's probably because it was something like this. You have a negative 7x. Oh, that's a hard shot. Oh. Okay. You have a negative 7x, and it says negative cx, and you put your c as negative 7 when it should actually be the number after the subtraction sign. So don't ever put negative. Just best guess is just don't leave the negative out. But if you made a mistake, probably, but if you can't figure it out, just leave that negative sign out because it can't be negative. Good question though. Again, numerical response question. This is just 1 mark or 0 marks. No in between. You can't mix up the order. You can't put the 7, 2, 3. No, thank you. That's the 0 marks for that one. And please put them from left to right. Yay, done correcting homework. Yay, going to page 8 for a stupid shortcut. Okay, we're going to do page 8. Still love this shortcut. You can use it if you want to, or you can just rewrite in FOIL. But it's in the curriculum, so I do have to teach it to you. So go to the middle of page 8, that's perfect square, trinomials. And I suppose I can do this, and it might sound better. I don't know, it sounded pretty good yesterday. Thank you. Oh. This podcasting is a pain in the butt sometimes, but I'm so thrilled that it worked even without this plugged in yesterday. Okay, now they can hear me. My booming voice, boom, boom, boom. So this one, well, I think I can write now. I think I can write purple. Yeah, this is purple now. So we're gonna have I would just rewrite in short and FOIL this one, but there is a shortcut. I'll show it to you. We'll do it 3 times, and if you want to use it, you can, but don't use it unless you're perfect with it. It's a little complicated shortcut at the middle. So I would just rewrite this as 5x plus 2y times 5x plus 2y. And the shortcut uses the knowledge that your O and your I arrows are going to be exactly the same term. Okay, this one's going to be 10y, and this one's going to be 10xy or yx, but 10xy, sorry, 10xy and 10xy. So the shortcut is simply square that and square that term. Now, this is what I usually see as a common mistake. Raven, you're on page 7, or page 8, please. Thank you. I'm writing this down. That's wrong, and you're missing the middle term, and you're missing actually 2 arrows. So you're not going to get much for this. In fact, you'll probably get a decimal 5 out of 2, because you're not recognizing this as a rewrite and FOIL question. Or if you want to, you can use this shortcut. This is, oh yeah, I can't erase, and this is put eraser, and then this becomes an eraser. Yeah. So the 4y squared is part of the term, but it's the last term. And this is how you do the red term, or the middle term. It's 5x times 2y. What's 5x times 2y? 10xy. And then there's 2 of them, so then you multiply it by 2. So you get 20xy here. Everyone write that down. That's the shortcut. You don't have to do anything but that. It's a long version, or long-winded shortcut, I think. And the students haven't loved it, and certainly you don't need to use it. But we're going to try it a couple times after this. So you're going to square this first term to get this. You're going to square this to get the last term, and then the middle term is the hardest. It's this times 2. Now, there has been a big controversy in this class that this happened, and you just stole, Justin just stole Eric's candy, because he was here, and he was number 1, and he's number 2. So give the candy back, please. I'm just kidding, I got that. Now we're all good. There, keep candy, guys. You guys try harder. A very good effort on the dice roll, or the die roll. All right, let's try this one now using the shortcut. Square the first term, square the second term, including the sign, and then multiply the terms together and multiply by 2. Oh, speak of the devil. Thank you, sir. Got you a candy. Justin stole it, and I got him in a headlock, and I got it back wrong. I might have a couple bite marks in it, but most of it's there. All right, try it. Square first term, square the final term, and then the middle term is those 2 terms multiplied together times 2. You're welcome to use this, but if you don't get it right, it's not going to get any partial marks. I'm showing you the work on this one. You just write it down. Good. Please bring baby stuff for the food bank this week, and find a charity close to your heart that you can help all people in need. Oh yeah. Oh, you in red. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Let's go eraser. Use the brush. I wonder if I can. Okay, let's do what's x squared? X squared. I'm using the brush to do it. What's negative 8 times negative 8? Plus 64. This is brush. Magic. And then this is x times negative 8. So you multiply that together, which is negative 8x. And then you multiply by 2. So what is it? Negative 16x. That's the plus sign beside my x. You gonna get that? I think I'll go back to using the marker. Okay, try this one now, using the shortcut. Oh, but that was going to be blue. Try C using the shortcut. 3x subtract y all squared. Square the first term to get the first term, square the last term to get the last term, and then multiply the terms together times 2 for your middle term. Just try it one more time, and then it's your option whether you want to do that or if you just want to rewrite and FOIL. If there's any fuzziness, I would suggest you to rewrite and FOIL. No. Okay, Mary, pay attention because you just came in. So, first thing we do is 3x times 3x. Everyone? Nice. Last thing, or I'm going to do the second thing, is negative y times negative y. At the end? Plus y squared. And then your second term is going to be 3x times negative y. So negative 3xy times 2, negative 6xy. That's the shortcut for perfect square trinomials if you have an exponent of 2, a binomial raised an exponent of 2. Or you can just rewrite and FOIL that. Might as well do this one, my friends. Go ahead and follow this so we can get rid of this homework page. Go ahead and take 8 seconds to follow that, and then the next question's on page 9. I think there are 3 questions on page 9 of your homework. You don't have to worry about that little flaw question. Okay. Multiplying the 9s, you know that. Okay, next. I extended it. Let's go to the next page and work on the next section, which is expand and simplify. Yay, let me bring that up. And for your IPP, important information page, you're going to cut and paste that and that, the type of question that goes with it. You don't have to cut and paste the answer. You can just cut and paste the star information. Okay? In this case, if I ask you, how would you do this on the test? There's 2 different ways you can do it on the test. we'll do both ways and you can choose your favorite. There's one where you can FOIL first, and there's one where, and then distribute, and there's one where you can distribute first and then FOIL. I actually had a volunteer in period 1 to be a guest teacher to do this one. Anybody want to do this one while I sit down, take a nap? Anybody? All right. So this is how. Oops, that's not a brush. Erase. No brush is the brush. Okay. And let's go back to the writer color. First way you can do is distribute into the first bracket. Okay, so just multiply the 5 into the first bracket, not all of the brackets. This is the riskier version. This is the way I do it most of the time. When you multiply 5 times 2x, you get 10x. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Now, you've almost always been done with brackets after you distribute. But in this case, there's a bracket times a bracket. So you've got to keep that in brackets so you multiply a binomial times a binomial. Okay, so usually you're done, but you usually add an addition sign here. Here you have just a bracket times a bracket, so you still need 2 brackets there. And now you FOIL. Go ahead and FOIL before I do. So this one is distribute to first bracket. If you distribute to both brackets, you're probably going to get 0 or maybe a half a mark out of 2. So do not, if you find yourself distributing to both brackets, then just do it the other way. Now go ahead and FOIL it, aka yesterday's class. And collect like terms in the middle. If you haven't, I'll give you 10 seconds to do that. Collect like terms. After you FOIL, almost always in grade 9, 10. You're grade 10. I was in grade 9 when I started high school. You're grade 10. And now you collect like terms. Okay, add negative 60, subtract 15 together, and keep the x. That's D. Or, and you notice this is the exact same question we just did. We're going to do it a different way and get the same answer. Or you can FOIL these first. And again, if you do not distribute to the first bracket, if you do this a couple times, then don't worry about doing it that way, because you're going to lose a lot of marks, and it's not worth it. Okay, so this way, you might want to be a guest teacher. You FOIL first. So you leave the 5 out in front, and you FOIL 2x times x, 2x squared, 2x times negative 6, negative 12x, negative 3x, just negative 3x, and negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. And what I do is I collect like terms. Excuse me. I collect like terms first. You can distribute if you want to. You're just going to get bigger numbers sometimes. And in upcoming grades in the university, it's just easier and smaller numbers sometimes, most times, when you collect like terms first. Now go ahead and do your grade 9 stuff. Go ahead and do that before I do. You should get the exact same answer we got in green. You did? Justin did. Brianna did. Good job, everyone. It's up to you, whichever way you want to do. Do it, you can do it. Distribute first and then foil, or foil first and then distribute. It's your call. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, if we distribute this, we get 10, keep the x squared, negative 75, there's the x, and plus ninety, which is what we got right here. Hey! Pat yourself on the back. Got the same thing, pat yourself on the back. If you didn't get the same thing, just pat yourself on the back already. And now it's your turn. Whichever way you wish. You can distribute to the first bracket first, or foil first. Now let me say one thing, is I usually do distribute to the first bracket. Oh yeah, I have to press this first and then erase. Can I erase all this, everyone? Good? Okay. No, I don't even know if I can. Oh, I can do that. Good. If this was 2x subtract 3 times 2x plus 3, I wouldn't distribute to 5. I would recognize that's a flaw, and that takes about 8 seconds. I would just flaw that. So that's when I wouldn't distribute into the bracket first, because flaw is way easier than foiling and takes 8 seconds. So I would just go with the flaw first. So I would flaw first. That would be my exception. If you do the other way, you distribute and then foil, you'll get the same answer. I'll mark it right. It would just take a lot longer. Anyways, let's go back. Let's go back to this. There we go. Way to go, brush. And let's do A. And write with this green marker in purple. Ta-da! Thank you very much. Thank you. And we're going to rewrite that and foil or distribute into the first bracket, or you can do the shortcut with that one if you want to. It's up to you. Don't use a shortcut unless it works every time, or almost every time. 1 sec. So I would rewrite this like that, and then your turn. Go ahead and do the distribute to the first bracket and then foil, or foil and distribute. It's up to you. Go, 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 go. What's up? You may. Pause, pause, pause. No, you have to rewrite it like that, or you can do that shortcut we just did. But the best way to do it is just rewrite it. And then distribute into the first bracket. Or the other thing is you might want to just foil first. Everyone look up here. Just a thought. I'm not sure why it's still recording. I better pause it. Oh, you might want to, because all these are positive signs, you might want to foil this first. And then deal with the negative sign. Just saying. It's a pretty easy foil if you want to do that first. I'll do it both ways. You don't have to worry about that. Now let's see if I can hit the pause button. Okay, this one is together, so let me do it both ways. They actually do it one way on the handout. Let's do it this way. Okay, so -8, I'm going to do it like I said. Maybe it's easier to foil first or do the shortcut. You have 49p squared plus 21p plus 21p plus 9. Collect like terms. 4p squared plus 42p plus 9. And then multiply everything by -8. Negative 32p squared plus, subtract 320, 336p, subtract 72. Anybody get that? Or is my mental math? How do I get 4? 42? Okay, where are we?
40.
Where are we? Oh, 49. I said 49, didn't write down 49. Thank you. 49. No worries. Oh. I already just told you I've made way more math mistakes than anyone in, well, you had yours up. Everyone's math mistakes and multiply by 10. I still have more than that. So 49, 320, negative 392. Did I get that? Yep. Okay, so I did it the FOIL first way. Did anybody get that doing distributive property first? Yep, so it still worked. Okay, so here's the other way you can do it. And sorry, I just writing over other questions because I want you to see it. You could do negative 8. Well, this might be less fun. I might run out of room here. Which means distribute into the first bracket, which is negative 56p, subtract 24, and 7p plus 3, and then FOIL that, which is negative 392p squared, subtract 168p, subtract 168p, subtract 72, and then collect like terms. And you get negative 392p squared, subtract 336p, subtract 72, which is the same thing as that. So cool. Math is so cool. I love math. I'm hugging you right now, Smartboard. Can't really see it on the podcast, but that's what I'm doing. Fist bump. Elbow bump. Karate chop. Okay. Get that down and go ahead and do the next. Actually, we're going to do B. But I'm going to ask you to look at B. So look at B and make a plan before you write anything. And we're going to do it together. Sorry for writing all over it. If you're still writing, let me know. Anyone still writing purple or green? Your choice. The other thing is, if it's a multiple choice question and you do purple, your favorite, and you don't get anything for A, B, C, or D choices, and you check it again, you can't find your mistake, do it the other way. It might be a savior. And then all of a sudden, oh, B, it's B. Okay, nope, I know. I gotta put eraser first. Eraser first. Eraser? Oh, gosh. Maybe I should get my smartboard fixed. Okay, B. Okay. Let's do this one. What is the options for the first part? It's really, these are just two questions in one. Now, be happy, this question is worth the same as this question. That's why you don't want to get any mistakes on this question. You want to put x squared and then that's it, because negative 7 plus 7 is 0. Nope. Negative 7 times 7 is negative 49. That's out of 2, and it took you 8 seconds. This is out of 2, and it took you 4 minutes. So get all these SLA questions right. It's important for your mark that you get all those easy questions on the test. You get full marks for it. Nope. One day. Okay, so let's do B and see what, again, this is out of 2. It's not out of 6. There's not going to be 15 of these, but there will be a splash of these questions, hard questions, medium questions, and easy questions. What's your plan on the blue part? That's exactly what we just did, right? It's either distribute the first bracket and FOIL, or FOIL and then distribute. Your choice. This part, same thing. I'll probably do one of each. Okay, so that's this one. Let me go distribute into the first bracket and just the first bracket. subtract 8, bracket. And now we're going to FOIL this guy. So 3x squared, I'll start more left. Subtract x, subtract 3x. And negative 1 times negative 1 is plus 1. Okay? Write that down, everyone. This one, I'm going to FOIL here. Oh, I don't need to change markers. Let's just do this one, red part. So 24x squared plus 16x, subtract 74x. No, 84x. Subtract 56. And then we're going to collect like terms here. So negative x subtract 3x is negative 4x. 3x squared subtract 4x plus 1. Everyone should be writing right now. Thank you. Yeah, that's 84. And we're going to collect those terms. 24x squared subtract 68 x subtract 56, and then purple it up. I'm going to distribute that. So negative 24x squared plus 32x subtract 8. Catch up to me. When you're done that, go ahead and collect like terms. And give me the final answer. How many marks is out of? 2 on the test. Get partial marks. There are, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 arrows involved. So you're going to make a sign mistake or 2. It happens. Try not to. Try to get more accurate, less sign mistakes. But of course, I will give you partial marks for these. No, but put equal signs, otherwise it doesn't make sense. I'll just put big giant equal signs for about a week. And now we collect like terms. 24x squared, subtract 24x squared. On that. Cancel. Negative 68. And sorry, this should be a 32x. Is negative 36x. And negative 56 subtract 6, or subtract 8 is subtract 64. Everybody get that? Thank goodness it's confirmed by each row. Is it a lot? Yes. You want 0 to 2. Remember what I said, that's like 8% off your test sometimes. Depends on whether your test is out of 24 or 34. But you don't want 0 out of 2 on anything. So try your hardest, try your signs, and when you get this, it feels very good. You should pat yourself on the back. Good job. Next question, top of the next page. Anyone still writing this? Yep. Okay, I'll actually write that down. One more before the homework. And let's look at C on the top of page 10. And they try to tempt you to flaw the first 2. You see how they try to tempt you, those weasels? If you flaw that one, it would be 9a plus 4 and 9a subtract 4. Okay, you can't have a 9a and a 4a. That's not anything to do with flaws. So you're going to FOIL the first ones, subtract, bracket, and you can either do the shortcut that we learned today, or just rewrite and FOIL the second one. And I believe that one is together as well. So let's move on. You're good? Okay, so this question here. Let's go one step at a time. First of all, you're going to FOIL these, and you're going to rewrite and FOIL this, or you can do the shortcut. So you're going to do that for me, and then you're going to put subtract bracket. I don't know what else to say here. This is very, 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 very important that you put subtract bracket. You're not just subtracting the next term, you're subtracting this whole darn thing. So when you see a subtract and bracket, you need to put subtract bracket so you distribute that subtraction sign in the whole thing. Okay, where are you? Here we are. So when you rewrite and FOIL this as 6a, let's go green, 6a subtract 5 times 6a subtract 5, and get this with middle terms, you're still going to put subtract bracket, those four terms, and then that trinomial. Very important you do that with, let's look at homework, subtract bracket, this whole thing. Okay, you can see it comes over and over again. You have to distribute that subtraction sign into all of the terms that follow, not just put it into the first term. Anyways, let's do that right now. Looking for red. So 36a squared, subtract 81a. I'm going to just redo this. This marker is bigger than the one I'm used to, thicker. So let's go equals. So 36a squared, subtract 81a plus 16a, subtract 36. That's this part. Then this, I keep changing markers. Then subtract, and then we're going to do the blue part. 6a subtract 5 times 6a subtract 5. We're going to FOIL that. Red part, collect like terms. What is it, 65a? Blue part, subtract bracket 36a squared, subtract 30ab, subtract 30ba, but I'm going to put ab. There's no ab. Pardon me. Subtract 38. I'm thinking of yesterday. Subtract 38, plus 25. Now I'm going to collect those like terms. That's how I roll. And write down 36a squared, subtract 65a, subtract 36, subtract bracket 36a squared, subtract 60a plus 25. And look at, this is what I was talking about. You have to subtract the whole thing, not just the first term. All this has to be done. All of these, the signs change on your homework that I just pointed out to you. You subtract the whole trinomial. Lots of writing. That's okay. And now all these signs change, or you just multiply by -1, plus 60a, and subtract 25. That's it. No, that's not it. Now you collect like terms. Just keep smiling. Keep smiling. If you think of Dory, just keep smiling. Just keep smiling. Just keep smiling. 36a squared cancel, and negative 36a squared. The a's are negative 65 and plus 60. So that's negative 5a. And what's negative 36 subtract 25? Somebody? Minus 60. Good job. Now you got, Liam? Awesome. Anybody else? Feels good. Feels good. If you say no, who cares? Just fix up what you didn't do right, and get it right next time. You don't have to get this right till a quiz. That's why we're practicing the homework. Homework is the next 2 pages to the next heading. So page 10 and 11. You got 5 minutes to work on it now. And so tomorrow, no quiz. You got page, you should be done page 8 now, page 9, page 10, page 11. Got a blessed awesome day.